Hi everyone, it's Kelly, and today I'm at home. I haven't got my microphone or my headphones or anything, so I'm just hoping it's going to be as high quality as usual. Yeah, so it's Saturday. I'm at home and I'm getting ready to go to the Let Women Speak Locals social in Newcastle. Hence, I've got my Turf Island suffragette colours t-shirt on. Time to take down the flags. If you have a Progress Pride flag up or a pink and blue trans flag up in your workplace or flying on your building, it's time to take them down because the Supreme Court ruled that trans women are men, even ones with GRC. So if you've got a gender recognition certificate, it doesn't make you a woman legally or biologically, still a man. And those flags are extremely offensive to women. Women are very upset about them. And it's time to take them down because if you don't, you're going to be behind the curve because this ideology is on its way out. Now, I had a lovely meeting yesterday. It's a lovely woman who's really struggling because of these flags and the ideology in general. And I asked her if she would be okay with me sharing this information. And basically, she feels silenced, feels like her voice is being taken away. She feels like she can't express herself. She is suffering from massive amount of trauma, and all of our recovery groups are full of, as she put it, men in bad fitting wigs and makeup. And it means that she can't access the help that she needs to recover and to get better. And we're all being told to be kind. Well, who's being kind to these women? It actually gets me really upset and angry when I think about how one-sided this debate has been and how upsetting it's been for women because women have been told to shut up and stop being a bigot, called names, lost their jobs, been attacked. I met a woman who went for fish and chips yesterday, and in the queue, I saw a woman I went to school with, and she was with a partner, and she is a detransitioner. And she said she had a brick through her window. So she used to be quite vocal, but she's not vocal anymore. She's still doing activism, but just quiet. Women have felt afraid to speak out. And I feel quite lucky in a way because I came to this late and I haven't really suffered for speaking out. However, it was a fear that I had that I would lose out. Online abuse is horrific. Yesterday I was called a Karen, a bigot, a dipshit, and a turf just for saying that I know what a woman is. Anyway, this woman I had a conversation with yesterday, she's going to be accessing our counselling service because she's going to be guaranteed a woman and she is going to be able to speak to someone and be acknowledged. And that's what I said to her when I finished speaking to her. You don't deserve this. You are valuable. This shouldn't be happening. And I hear you, they're making your trauma worse. So these are her words that she's shared when I asked if it was okay to talk about her anonymously in a video. And she said, I'd be very grateful to you for giving me that voice because I literally can't do it myself. For me, the most challenging parts, approaching mental health services who openly declare bias by displaying flags when in a vulnerable state partially caused by the trans agenda, seeing other women arrested by the police. It's a core fear that I'll get arrested. Can't calm it down. When I was brave enough to speak openly, that I had to disclose my early abuse history that I hadn't recovered from as a way to try and defend myself from their judgment, losing friends who also turned others against me when I was in crisis. So her friends turned away from her and then got everybody else to gang up on her, trying to stay sober in recovery meetings that became aggressively pro-trans. You can't challenge it as you know handmaidens will turn on you. So I became voiceless. Knowing the vulnerabilities for trans who detransition because I have similar trauma histories, So I think she means by that, she understands what the people who are detransitioning are going through because she's got a similar history, so it could have been her. Never getting to the point of being able to explain that because at that point I'm evil. So she's branded as evil, so she's shut down and her voice isn't heard. Not feeling safe to book female care for a breast and smear test. I did eventually ask, and I was lucky and was treated very well, but the anxiety of asking was atrocious. Imagine being too scared to ask for what you need of a woman, a female chaperone, a female to help you with your intimate needs. Trying to join community groups, keep trying to recover from abuse history and try to give back to my community. Where trans education sessions were pushed, I tried to be productive in isolation, so focused on my art, even as my mind was disintegrating. All my art is about disintegration and masculine, feminine principles, knowing I have to find a way to market it and sell it as vulnerable as I get. I'm now stuck, scared of how to do this next bit because of the violations and exclusion shown towards other GC artists. Still not worked out how to do this. Having a trans flag neighbour in a very poorly soundproofed flat. It was especially disconcerting when I was slipping into psychosis that the healthcare building was covered in trans flags, knowing other women had been treated aggressively whilst vulnerable for their beliefs. And not even beliefs, for facts. Having to use the Samaritans, knowing that they put the phone down on my friend who was in crisis. I've learned a lot about coping and severe mental distress. I was going to attend a workshop in London, but the woman included her pronouns. So again, pronouns in your signature, it's going to put women off coming to access your services. A friend and I, both in recovery from serious mental illness, decided we wouldn't put ourselves through it anymore. Is this what you want for women in society? Wow. So I'm really grateful for this woman who has given me permission to share her words, because I think she'll not be the only one. There'll be other women out there who are also suffering, who also need support. And I would just urge you to contact me if that's you, and I'll try and help if I can. We do have some slots for counselling available. If you're not in the Northeast or close by where we work, we would offer you online counselling. In person, you can come to where I work. You can work with me, or you can work with one of my team. We all understand the issues, and I would just urge you to get in touch. If what I've just described, that was described to me yesterday, is happening to you, someone you know, please do share with them, and let's get this shit out of our mental health services. And this is the problem. Like, I've rejoined a couple of Facebook groups for counsellors because I left them all because it was so toxic and hostile to women like me. But I've rejoined and I'm speaking in there. Well, I'm not speaking, I'm typing, but you know what I mean. And I am sharing the stories of women. I shared my video in there yesterday. Nobody replied yet, but I did. There was another thread where they were all very upset about the judgment from the Supreme Court, and I commented on that thread, and I got loads of replies, probably all of them disagreeing with me. I just didn't look. I got told I was being dismissive because people were upset, and I was like, no, because I acknowledged that those people were upset, and then I said, and women. So every little comment you make on social media, every time you speak to someone and have a small conversation or a big conversation, or you have a conversation online where people can see you, it helps to change the culture. So keep speaking. We've got a lot of work to do still.